Hello everyone and welcome to Quality Old Games. Today we are having part 8 of the Scipii Total War campaign in Rome Total War Remastered. And it still seems we don't have control of this army here, but let's see what happens when this settlement is taken. Or if we can take it at all. Okay, so basically we are at war with almost everyone, and we are going to initiate new wars as fast as possible. And in order to wage those wars, we are going to need some troops. And we are going to train them. And I think we were training an additional army south here, so that we may go to take this enemy town here. And actually they have made roads, so it should be a bit faster. And here I think we need to train some additional sorry about that. So we need to train some additional troops so that we can reinforce Lepsismanga. And actually I'm bringing these guys back so that they can be retrained. Some gladiators, principes, some cavalry. And we have peasants. I think we need to wait a bit before pushing our point there. And as the situation is what it is, I don't think we have too much opportunities to actually train more troops. And of course I managed to lose that battle there. So what we need to do... What did I say? That I don't have much chances to train troops. So what I meant, I don't have much chances to make buildings because I need to funnel all of my funds to training troops. That's what you get when you are trying to multitask a bit too much. And this army really has quite a lot of missile units. So, let's hope the enemy units will position themselves so that we can get some shots off. Especially taking down those hoplites will be quite nice. Oh, and actually the bodyguard is taking some hits here as well. That's nice. And I think we are ready to head in.
Soldiers have captured the walls. Now is the time to press on and capture this place.
And I think we can send in the phalanx as well. And there is one unit of militia cavalry still there. Probably going to cause us some troubles. Oh, and the bodyguard decided to attack.
Gods be praised. The enemy king now shows his true colors as he runs.
And I guess we should have the battle rather soon. Excellent. So, I think the Greek cities have been wiped out. And I think we can move against Pontus next. Okay, so at least I won't be missing the Greek cities. And let's make a shrine to Saturn and those improved walls. Oh, Egyptians are this far. Okay, that's interesting. So let's see if we can get some mercenaries. Apparently not. But that's not a problem. We are going to continue our push nonetheless towards Ancyra. And there seems to be the Pontus. We are going to assault them as well soon. And so we need to do some retraining in Massilia. It's interesting if this army is still having some upkeep costs for us. But I guess we will find that out later. And perhaps some reinforcements from Tingi would be beneficial for the army in the north. And I think we are able to hold Cordoba there. So, let's send the fleet to pick these guys up if needed. And send the replacements to Lepsismanga. So quite a lot of hastati, some war dogs, and a full Brutii army right next to this one. So I guess we are going to have a couple of episodes at least, which will be quite defense oriented, as we need to blunt the attacks from other Roman factions until their strength is depleted and we can get our counterattack going on. We might be able to hold them on the walls. Oh, and this is actually rather small, the central plaza there. So basically I think we need to try to hold them on the walls. So at least one unit will be coming there, likely another here. Then it's interesting if the siege tower will get there or here. But we need to man the walls nonetheless, and let's leave a couple of units down here just in case. And I actually really hope... Okay, that's burning. Nice. So we can bring these guys to the wall to reinforce. And actually we should bring these guys to this side. Because there is the siege tower. And apparently I have positioned my troops here in such a way that I need to fill the gap here. Okay, so I guess we will be able to hold them there. And of course burning down that tower would be quite beneficial as well. So the thing going for us is that they can get to the walls only one by one. The thing going against us is the difficulty level, which boosts the enemy's stats and morale. Perhaps I should bring the general here as well, just in case. Oh, and of course they won't be breaking here, because they don't have any way out. And of course the tower shooting is another thing going for us. And where did these guys go? Unbelievable. And it's likely that we will lose actually our general at this base. Okay. So these two broke. And okay, so that broke as well. And basically it means that we should bring the remaining troops to the city center, I guess. And these guys are breaking as well. Okay, so it's time to go, or we will lose the battle here. And I don't actually want you to go that way, but this way. So the lesson learned here is that even if the city square is on the smaller side, it should be the place where to make the stand. So there are some war dogs and some hastatis. I think even if we manage to win the battle at this point, it's only going to delay the inevitable, because there is that full Brutiai army next to this army. So I think we are going to have quite a bit difficulties maintaining the control of this city. Well, at least I guess this unit will get destroyed thanks to the AI. And I think we should be able to push the enemy out of here. And let's see if we can actually wipe this whole enemy army out. I guess it will be destroyed if we end the battle. But of course the city will be besieged once again. Well, of course, in the next battle, I think we can try to inflict as many casualties as possible, but we will lose the city. I think in the original Rome Total War, the units scaling walls on ladders or using the siege towers could panic, and especially those on the ladder fall to the ground if they panicked.
Until next time.
Our fleet is under attack! Roll for your lives! Aye, Captain. Leaving the army. Disembark, Sir, march! March!
Okay, so let's see, this army is advancing there. We can bring some more units to Cordoba. And I think we will continue along the coast here. And perhaps we need to leave some defenders there. Okay. Apparently the siege of Thermon has been broken, and actually once we get the good troops, or rather full stacks out, I think we can be on the offensive. Or perhaps not quite yet. So in Bloodsoura, okay, we can retrain those velites. Good. Not so good a town. I think we will leave some units as the defense force, while the rest of the army moves against Egypt. And perhaps we could bring some reinforcements from there. But of course it seems we have mercenaries available as well, so let's take them. And I think there we need to wait for the enemy to make the move. The defenses of Massilia are improving. Perhaps some additional troops and a ship in Kreta could get us Palma. And there, of course, actually, yeah, I think we should make an army in Carthage. And use it to assault, what's the city there? Karalis. Oh. So I guess the general should go back to Carthage. And here I think we are starting to have enough troops to move against the Brutii in southern Italy. So that should take off at least some of the pressure of Capua and in northern Italy. And let's bring these troops here as well. Okay. So new front will be opened near Croton and then Tarentum. And I'm just wondering, should I engage here? Or perhaps I should just bring more troops so that eventually we will be able to just overwhelm the Brutii defenses here in Greece. So they have at least 3 cities there. And it seems our finances are running a bit low, so it's time to finish the turn. Oh, and rather large army besieging Thessalonica. Fortunately, there are stone walls. I think we should be able to take care of these Julii armies. But I think this duo of cities, Mediolanum and Batavium, are the weakest spots in our defensive lines, because we cannot actually reinforce them from anywhere. So some ballistas. Oh, 2 armies attacking. Okay. So this battle just got quite a bit more interesting. So basically, the general and the cavalry should be the units that will change the course of the battle. Fortunately, at least one unit of town watch should make things a bit easier for us. And of course, if those ballistas will remain on the outside and their crew will join the battle, that should be beneficial for us. Of course, if they can start firing at our troops, it will make things quite a bit more difficult.
The walls have fallen before the onslaught. Now we must rely on men to be a new wall. The walls
And what are they actually firing?
taken them.
Are they targeting the towers, or are they just hitting the buildings here? Okay, so at least that tower was targeted. But what are these firing at? It's interesting because taking down the buildings don't bring them any value. But if they burn down and they capture the city, it will make the Julia position a bit more difficult. Okay, so the velites there. I think we should keep our cavalry moving. Cavalry auxilia might be a bit more difficult opponent to face, since they can hit and run, or rather shoot and run. But I think this unit of velites here will make a rather excellent target. So let's try to take them down, and they actually are trying to burn the whole place down. Kind of vandals here. Those velites are wavering, and the other unit of velites is coming to reinforce them. And I don't think we want to chase, at least for the moment. And these are actually holding quite well, so it's our cavalry unit that's getting beaten. At least until the bodyguard will get into the battle. Okay, finally. And at least some of those are breaking. And let's see if we can take down the other velite unit. They are breaking. Let's see about this hastati unit. Excellent. And now the enemy rear should be open to us. As the town watch has rather poor morale, I think we should be able to break them. With direct attack. And of course we need to be wary of those equites at our back, so they cannot surprise us. Excellent. And I think So let's try to force the points here. And I think it's time to continue the chase. Okay, excellent. Oh, time to pull back here. And let's take care of those town watches there. And I think the pathfinding here is once again making things quite difficult for us. Or let's say more difficult than they should be. Okay, they are breaking. So now we can bring the main force here. And that won't survive there alone. So let's try to break the enemies. I guess that's their left flank there. And I think that's enough for those troops there. They should flee the battlefield. And I guess now it's practically the final push. And since the both armies were attacking, I think there is a chance that we might actually be able to replenish these troops. So let's try to make a bit of a concave here. So our units could get into better position here. And let's take the fight to the enemy right away. And let's bring the cavalry to support. Or rather, chase down the enemies. If and when they flee. And let's see if we could actually make some kind of flanking maneuver there. So at least that unit is wavering. So an attack from the flank should be rather effective. Okay, they are breaking. Excellent. It's time to try to break the whole enemy army.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack. The gods have
Excellent.
filled the enemy general with fear. Now he flees the field like a coward. The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
Okay. So I guess this is it. there is full Julii army. And I guess they can attack right away, since there are gaps on the wall. Fortunately, the amount of infantry here is rather limited, but of course our forces are rather depleted. But if we manage to hold here, I'm certain we can replenish the troops. And I think Mediolanum should be in pretty good position, at least for now, if we win this battle. So basically there is the enemy general, and then there are the troops, and the gaps at the wall are actually in every side. And since the enemy has basically mostly missile units, okay, they are coming that way, so perhaps we could reinforce the battle line there. So the enemy cavalry should be the first unit to engage us, and if we actually could rout majority of the enemy army before the general comes in, we should be in rather strong position. And it seems the general might be trying to attack our back, so this unit here needs to act as reserve. I don't think it can beat the general, but at least it can slow it down enough. The question is, will he come this way or that way? So I think we will find out soon enough. Okay, so this is the way. Okay. And it seems the enemy cavalry will be taken down rather soon. And they should break as well. Rather soon. At least let's hope so. Oh, those are principes. Not good. So perhaps the enemy has some infantry after all. But I think... okay, that's good. If we could take the enemy general down, it would make the rest of the battle quite a bit easier. And of course, if we manage to rout him, that could work as well. And since the enemies are starting to break, I think we need to press the issue here. And as you can see, almost all of the enemies are routing, except those principes.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
I think these infantry units here are enough to hold back those archers and other enemies on that side. And I guess those should attack the Hastati there. There are archers and velites. I think the best course of action is to charge them directly. Okay, excellent. So, let's just mop up as many of the enemies as possible. So there should be perhaps 150 or 200 survivors. And that could mean that the enemy army will be disbanded. Actually less. Okay, that's good. I don't think we will give any more chase. Okay. And another full Julii army. That's concerning. It's nice that the adoptions here are working out well, because in the original Rome Total War, at least in my games, the candidate usually died right before the adoption. But I think this is everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And feel free to post comments, ask questions and so on. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.